Welcome, everyone. My name is Lucy Gray, and I am the co-founder of Actionable Innovations Global. And tonight is the second of two webinars that we're hosting, or actually the second of several webinars we're hosting about our upcoming Thrive conference, which is taking place in January 2026. I hope you're watching from somewhere, either on LinkedIn or YouTube or in our Hop-In space or RingCentral space. If not, you can watch the recording later on in several places where we'll post it. The objective tonight is really to kind of give you an idea of what is needed in order to present at Thrive. Thrive is our virtual summit focused on democracy. It is a cross-sector conference, meaning that anyone from any field, the law, the legal community, the financial community, the healthcare industry, the education world can present at this. We want everyone to be a part of this, whether you're an experienced presenter, you're a leader of an organization, or you're new to presenting online and you want to share some of your ideas and work with the world. So without further ado, I'm going to lead you through some slides that will give you an idea about the conference and about the kind of proposals that we're looking for. So welcome, everyone. The conference will be taking place on January 21st and 22nd, 2026. It will be completely online, and we're looking for people to submit their proposals for presenting at the conference. We want this to be focused on activism and how one can help save and preserve democracy. So anything related to that topic in any field is welcome. So the goal ultimately is to strengthen democratic participation around the world, and we definitely want participation from outside the United States. So this is a virtual gathering of democracy builders and change makers from around the world. We think that strong proposals are important and that perhaps you need some guidance in what we're looking for and how to structure your proposal. So we'll go into that. And hopefully today you'll have the knowledge and the insights and strategies to help you form that proposal. We're going to be sharing tips and evaluation criteria and examples to help you understand what we're looking for. So once again, it is a virtual and global conference taking place online. We are inviting people from all walks of life to present. And we really want this to be a collaborative enterprise where people are meeting, connecting, and amplifying each other's work. So, organization leaders are welcome to present, educators, legal experts, healthcare experts, any area that's impacted by democracy is invited to be part of this. You can present a live session. You can also present asynchronously through submitting a video. So there are two different options if you find that the time zones are not convenient for you, or you have other things going on and you still want to participate. One of the key tenets of our conferences is that people help promote the conference. So the expectation is that our presenters will be letting friends and colleagues know about this and helping us get the word out so that attendance is high. And then the final thing I want to emphasize here too is that multiple languages are encouraged. If you speak another language other than English, you're more than welcome to present in that language, particularly Spanish. I think that's probably most needed, but you're welcome to present in some people in our previous conferences have presented in English, and then they've repeated the session and done it in Spanish. So you could do it like that. You could do a bilingual session where you're going back and forth, or you could just present in your native tongue. It's up to you. We want to be inclusive of people's languages and make sure that everyone has a session they can go to that is in their native language. Our conference goals are to, again, to strengthen democracy and to engage more people in the democratic process. We want to help people become active participants in a democracy, especially right now here in the US. We need people to do their part in their local community to help foster democratic principles in our society. So you could be doing grassroots work at the local level. You could be working at the national level. You could also be working at the international level on anything related to democracy. All levels are welcome. We are interested in some of the skills that are important across sectors. We're interested in technology, how people are using technology to further the goals of their organization in the name of democracy. We're also looking for proposals on civic education, both for K-12 and for college-age students and for adults in the regular workforce. So anything related to civic education is also welcome. We also are looking for people who are community builders who can share some of their tips and tricks for community building, as well as we want them to publicize their organizations and share how others can get involved. And then finally, we're also looking for proposals that have to do with media literacy, again, for students or adults. And we want to have conversations about how to counter misinformation. So anything along those themes with a goal of encouraging more people to become active participants in democracy is our goal. And again, anyone at any level is welcome to be part of it. Our session formats are go from 20 minutes to 90 minutes. You can propose a session that's an interactive workshop. You can organize a general session or a panel session that's 50 minutes. You can propose a problem-solving solutions lab session where participants will actually work during that time to come up with ideas and solutions to a particular problem that democracies are facing. You can also do lightning talks, which are 20-minute short talks highlighting an initiative or a tool or a movement. And then we have resource showcases, which also, that's actually more of the tool one, but lightning talks can be innovative ideas, emerging research, that sort of thing. So, and then the resources showcase is more like practical, tangible things that people can take and use. So you don't have to do necessarily a really long presentation. We want you to do something that is suited to your comfort level and to what you think people will be interested in. So those are the formats. We're going to evaluate the proposals on a rolling basis, and the criteria that we're looking for that will kind of be weighing into proposals with is democratic. You know, what's the potential for getting people involved with whatever you're presenting? Is there any cross-sector relevance for people that are working in a wide variety of sectors? How interactive your presentation is, and what kinds of resources that you're presenting that people can take and implement right after the conference. We also want to evaluate proposals on how inclusive and accessible they are in terms of design and interaction with other people. So these are some of the things that we're looking for when we evaluate potential proposals. Our top priority is democratic activation, but we also want to focus on these principles as well. So just keep that in mind as you design your proposal. If you want some advice on designing your proposal, here are some steps that you might want to think about. First, if I were creating my proposal, and I probably will be, I'll be presenting as well. You want to start with maybe a Google Doc or a Word document and start kind of plotting out what you're going to put into your proposal. You're then going to fill out a form and you can copy and paste from your Google Doc or your Word doc into our conference form. It's probably the best way, so you have a copy of everything. Start with a why. What is your session? How is it going to strengthen your ideas? How are they going to strengthen democratic participation in society? And that's really where you should start. You need to have a clear title and description. Your description, we need a short description for the program. That's just the way it works with this online tool that we use. And then you can have a full description that's longer. And we'd like it to be, grammar and spelling matters. So make sure that things are in complete sentences and are coherent, and have the right mechanics addressed. You then are going to put that into our system and choose the format that I mentioned before. And, my last piece of advice for you would be to be detailed and specific. You don't need to write a PhD thesis for this, but we do want some very carefully crafted language with your proposals. We need to be able to visualize what your session is going to be about and understand its value to conference attendees. So make sure that you're kind of focused on that. This is more about the process once you're accepted, but when you design your presentation, you want to make sure that you've built in some strategies for virtual engagement. And you also want to kind of think about how you're going to share this information with a variety of people in the audience. So first of all, there are tools. The platform we use is RingCentral Events, which used to be known as Hopin. And you can create polls in Hopin in your session room. In session rooms, you can also have breakout discussions. And you can also use other tools that you may have at your disposal for collaboration and note-taking and that sort of thing. And so we'd like to see those kinds of elements built into your presentation. It may not necessarily be in the proposal, but when you're actually creating your slides and activities and that sort of thing in preparation for the conference, you may want to think about those sort of things. And, people come to these events and want to interact. They're not necessarily coming to sit and get. So taking time to ask questions of your audience and getting some feedback from them is really, really important. And we hope you'll take some of these ideas into consideration when you're building your presentation if you're accepted. We also want your proposals to include some information about resources that you're going to share. Again, we want people to be able to leave with actionable ideas that they can implement to start their work as a democratic an active participant in a democracy. So you might have some toolkits or templates people can use, or case studies and guides. You may suggest some step guides for putting ideas into practice, or you may have a tool that you've developed that you want to showcase and that people can use right away. So please think about what actionable resource you can share with the audience. Here's some more information about making sure that your proposal and presentation are accessible. Using inclusive language is really important, particularly with an international audience. You want to avoid jargon and acronyms and things like that that may not be commonly known around the world. You want to include diverse perspectives if you can, particularly if you have a panel discussion. You want to make sure that representation from different populations are there. And you may want to also provide access to your slides or to other resources as part of your presentation. So keep that in mind. We do not have translation abilities in the platform, but we do have closed captioning that you can enable. The translation services for RingCentral Events are quite expensive. And so we're doing this on a shoestring budget. If we happen to get some funding somehow, we will get some translation tools in place. But right now, we're really relying on people to use maybe, to speak in their native language. Plus, there are some translation tools that you can use in a browser that may give you, make things more accessible. And we can suggest those to participants as we get going. Some common pitfalls with designing proposals for online conferences are vague descriptions. You're focused just on one sector. There are no clear takeaways for the attendees, and you're talking at people all the time. So try to make this interactive. Try to make it some opportunities to check in with your audience and see how they're absorbing your information, and be really concrete is what we ask people to do. You may want to ask a friend to review your proposal once it's done, just to make sure that they understand what you're trying to get at and that everything is clear. Here are two examples of proposals. One is on teaching democracy in a classroom. In this session, we will talk about the importance of democracy in schools. Participants will learn why civic education matters and how teachers can inspire students. We'll also share some ideas from our school district. It will be a presentation with time for Q&A. Well, first of all, Q&A, some people may not know that that stands for questions and answers. This is also not telling me anything very specific. And the more specific you are, the more you're going to attract the kinds of people you want to have at your session. So being more specific, as in the second one, that says this interactive workshop equips participants from education, nonprofit, and business sectors with adaptable civic action strategies. Through small group simulations, attendees will practice coalition building tools, blah, 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 blah. So you can see here the difference between one that is okay, but really kind of vague, and one that is much stronger. So if you can think about how you're crafting your proposal, it will really, really help. It's fine to use AI tools to write your proposal, but it really should be your ideas. And you want to use an AI tool like ChatGPT or Claude to be your thought partner as you're creating your proposal. And I think then you'll get some good results. It's totally fine with us. Key deadlines. August 1st, we opened up the conference site and registration, and the call for proposals is up and running. We have a couple proposals, and we're going to start accepting them soon. We said August 15th we were going to start, but we're a little bit behind. And the deadline for getting proposals in is December 1st. You do not want to wait to the last minute. Once you're accepted, you have the opportunity to book your own session at a desirable time. We have 2 or 3 sessions per hour scheduled right now. So you'll be able to pick from those available sessions. If you wait to the last minute, there may not be that many available session times when you want to present. So make sure if you're doing a live presentation, you get it in the sooner the better. If you wait to the last minute, there may not be a lot of slots left, and you may have to pick one that's not convenient for you. So that's our pro tip for meeting our deadlines. How do you submit your deadline? How do you submit your proposals? There's going to be there is a form where you fill it out online. And you will also, in that form, you'll be able to download the overview of the conference. It gives lots of details beyond what I'm saying right now. And then, so you might want to look that over first, and then prepare your submission. Again, do a draft in Google Docs or something, and then submit it online. And that may not be the right link right there. I'll give you the correct link in a minute. And then you may hear from reviewers who have questions about your proposal if they don't accept it right away. So be prepared to answer questions from our conference committee should any questions arise. So here are a couple things that you should think about as you're developing your ideas. Once you've kind of come up with a draft of your proposal, I want you to think about these 3 things. Is it clear? Will it be clear to people, particularly if they speak another language other than English? 2, is it engaging? Is it going to get people excited and interested and participatory? And then, is it impactful? Will your proposal help people become more active civic citizens? That's really the crux of the issue. So make sure that you're addressing a core democratic challenge that could be voter rights or access to voting or um, um, I don't know, contacting your legislators, whatever it is. Think about your core democratic challenge that you're really addressing. Make sure that your approach or solution is clear, and also don't forget that you need to provide resources for people to take your idea and run with it. So those are some final tips for you. Thank you for listening and being part of this conference. You are the heart of Thrive 2026. This is a grassroots effort. We want organizations and community activists and, people who are just trying to do something or who just want to do something even small to participate in our democratic society. So you are the heart of Thrive 2026. And we really want you to be part of this. And we look forward to your presentation proposals. As John Lewis said, democracy is not a state, it is an act, and each generation must do its part. That's really the crux of the issue. So we look forward to working with you and getting to know you. And hopefully this will give you some hope and comfort in challenging times when we are all feeling a little helpless. So this will be a positive act towards helping people become more engaged. These are our links for the call for proposals and for our presenter and sponsor dashboard. You can go and look at more comprehensive information. Our recording of this session will be in there. And there's a link to the submission portal, which is online. You can also email me at Lucy Gray Consulting if you have any questions or want to sponsor. And we also have a new thing that's kind of cool. And that is we have an AI agent which I've trained, which means I've given it information on how to respond to inquiries about the conference. And it will actually lead you through the steps of submitting the proposal. So that will be, I don't know where I'll put that link, but I will put it in the probably the description of this recording on YouTube and LinkedIn and that sort of thing. And you can play around and talk to our AI agent. His name is Gideon, and he has all the information about all of our conferences here at Actionable Innovations Global. So he can answer things about not just Thrive, but our Global Education Conference in November and our Consultants Conference that we'll do again next year. So his name is Gideon, and I think you might find it kind of amusing. It's like having an extra pair of hands helping with the conference. This is in the slides here. If you click on this link, it will take you to JotForm, which is the platform where we have our submission process established. And we look forward to seeing what you want to share with the world. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. I will take a few minutes here to look and see if anybody actually made it to our webinar. And we'll go and we'll see if there's anything for anyone, any questions to answer. It looks like, I'm not sure if this broadcasts correctly because I think I've messed things up a little bit with a series of webinars that we're doing. But hopefully you'll see this recording at some point. So I think that's it for now. If you have any more questions, please contact me. My email again is Lucy at Lucy Gray Consulting. We're really excited to have you be a part of this event, and we look forward to working with you. Now is the time to activate. Whether you have ever been part of a movement, it's okay if you have not. We want to provide a platform for people to participate at whatever level they're comfortable with. So, there are a lot of people also who cannot travel to conferences or travel to big protests or whatever. And we hope that online events like this will make opportunities more accessible for people who want to be a part of what's going on. Thanks for your time, and let me know if you have any questions. Next week, we'll be talking about how to get involved as a partner or a sponsor. So stay tuned for that episode. Thank you.